What up, YouTube? In this video, yeah, this is still. Okay, real intro. Recently, I changed my art mentality to be basically speed, and it not only has helped me improve faster, but also I have been enjoying art a bunch more. So I just thought I'd make a video on it. So first, context, right? Okay, imagine you're a high schooler and you're one of those nerds who takes an art class every single semester. Basically, I took I can't talk, bro. I took basically an art class every semester, and the problem is, well, so you're decent at art. I think I was pretty decent at art, but now imagine you are super
slow at art. That's the problem.
like you're decent at art on one side, but then you're also slow as hell. So it's like a lot of times the projects you're given like a week or two, so like 5 hours, maybe 10 hours for each piece, but you need like an extra few, so you got to work on it at home. And now imagine you, because you have an overactive imagination, you constantly get ideas, but then you take so long to finish those ideas that you end up like your mind moves on to the next idea before you finish the other one. So like you start losing motivation for your pieces halfway through because you have a new idea already. You know what I mean? Do you relate to that? Because that was me. I was constantly taking, I just was demotivated usually at the end of pieces, partially because like there was doubt. Like, I don't know, I was like, this isn't that good. The longer you look at a piece, I feel like the more you don't like it a lot of times, or at least for your own work. And then I would just kind of not really enjoy it for the second half of the piece. But now, fast forward to senior year. Imagine you are taking AP art, and then you also take a study period for painting as well. So you have 2 periods of art a day. You didn't actually really need the study period for AP art because you originally thought that AP art would have a ton of work, but it actually doesn't first semester. So you kind of just get to do whatever you want in that study period. And then what I did then was I chose to like make a piece every single period and try and finish it that period. It was the best thing I ever did. Well, maybe not that dramatic, but it was still pretty cool. So I really just wanted to be like, try portraits and just being like really expressive, just not really worrying about the details as much. And they started off a little funny looking a lot of times. That's okay. But then I kept doing it over the semester, and I slowly switched up to being, I took a period to sketch proportions so that way they weren't so that the proportions weren't too crazy. And then I also probably took 2 to 3 periods to paint it a lot of times, but still a lot faster than I was going. And I experimented a ton. A lot of times, sometimes it didn't go quite right, but a lot of times it also went right, and I was really proud of the work I started making, and I started getting a lot better at going quickly and making stuff I was proud of quickly. And I had so much time even that I was able to make a portrait for every single one of the people on my tennis team, and I gave it to them. So that was pretty cool. I was pretty proud of those. And then I continued working on it, and eventually a bunch of people started asking me for commissions. I started doing pet commissions, and so I kept going fast with those, and I don't know, it was good. So my argumentation, see, I have bullet points of why speed is good, right? So here's my bullet points at why it was so fun for me and why it was good for me to start going fast with my pieces. So the first thing is that your ideas don't stack up. I mentioned that a lot of times I'd move on to an idea before I'd finish the other one. Now you go so fast a lot of times that you can finish your idea before you get demotivated about it. So that's a good thing. Another point was it eliminates indecisiveness. A lot of times I feel like previously a big roadblock for me was that I was so indecisive. Like half the battle was choosing where to paint things, how to paint things, instead of actually painting them. So if you're forced to go fast, then you just have to go. You have to decide. There's no time to be indecisive. And if you make the wrong decision, then you made a mistake. Okay, you wasted an hour. It's not like you wasted a piece that took a week. Another reason to be speed is experimentation, in my opinion, is the key to improvement, because if you don't experiment, you're never gonna find out, like, you're probably not gonna be able to find your style, like what you're really good at. You won't be able to, like, for example, for me, what I found really fun was just experimenting a ton with colors, like having the wackiest colors you've ever seen, but somehow I started to make it work and it became my style and I really liked it. But if I never experimented, then I never would have gotten to that. And then there's also a quote for one of my bullet points. It's a quote, you see. It's by John C. Maxwell, who I don't know who that is. Maybe you do, but he has a pretty dang good quote. It's fail early, fail often, but always fail forward. I think the fail early, fail often is good because, in my opinion, the best way to improve is to fail a lot, just because I think you improve from your failures more than you improve from your successes. And if you go fast, then, I mean, either way, you'll succeed more often or you'll fail more often, so you learn from those. So, yeah. Another thing is that, at least for me, I tended to spend a lot of time, wait, hold on. Let me read it. Oh, yeah. For me, the more time I spent on a piece, the more I was afraid to fail and, like, ruin what I'd already done. Because really, like, the more time you spent on it, the more there is to lose, because you can lose that work that you already did. Whereas if you go fast, like, you spend 2 periods on a piece, if you fail, I don't know if there really is even failing, but if you make a mistake, then you ruined 2 hours of work. That's a lot less than 5 hours of work, and you're learning. So, bam. Also, this isn't necessarily for improvement, but the reason why going speed was really good for me was because I was able to get that feeling of accomplishment more. So I think a big reason that people enjoy doing art is that feeling of accomplishment once you finish the work, like being able to look at that finished piece. And if you take a long time to finish your piece, then you're not going to get that feeling of accomplishment as often. It makes more sense that if you go fast, then you'll get that feeling of accomplishment quicker. All right, I think that's all the bullet points I had. So if you disagree with me, then go argue with me in the comments. I don't mind. Yeah. Also, I have an Instagram now, so you can go follow that if you want. It'd be pretty cool. All right. I think that's it. Bye.